Hello and welcome. This is 4th Emperor Dion, and today I'm going to bring you a 4v4 Salamanca province. This is one of those maps that I don't play so often, but regardless, I thought this is an interesting game. So, now this replay is from the perspective of 4th Mac. Now, on the enemy team, there's these two of these guys over here on this left side that are really, well, they're not really good, but they're better than what we have because we have randoms on our team pretty much over there, and one of them even brought artillery and broke the rules. So we don't really have the best of help there on that side. We're not really believing in that side. What we're trying to do, focused on mainly, is fighting on our side. So myself, I have GB, and this is 4th Mac here with Prussia. Our opponents are a player named Luna and Juan 08, whom I would like to point out, Juan 08 just recently joined the 409th. He's been hanging around us for a while. I'm like, man, you might as well go ahead and join us. Like, you hang around us so much that you might as well start paying rent. So he went ahead and joined us, but this match happened, I think, slightly before he joined us. And as you know, recently too, we had a member leave. His name is Jim Halbert, or whatever he calls himself now. He goes by historical profile picture and historical figure or whatever. I generally make fun of people who have profiles like that because they're usually not very good. That rule is pretty consistent. I noticed that guy started playing worse as soon as he started changing his profile to a historical figure. Okay, so I went again. I'm correct about this again. I'm never wrong about this. I don't know what it is. It's just people with historical profile pictures tend to play bad, okay? But we pretty much traded that guy for Juan, who is now here in front of me with Prussia. So I have GB, Juan's the one in front of me with Prussia, and in front of Mac is that guy named Luna. So they're going to dish it out over there. But, so Luna is actually going to be in a very, very good defensive position, so Mac isn't going to really be able to do much. So, actually on our side, the fighting is going to start right here between me and Yuan. You see, Yuan moved up and took that little patch of forest there with his Prussian lights, and he got a pretty nice first volley on me that did a good amount of damage. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to counterattack with a militia and a light dragoon, going right there into the forest. He sees that coming. He starts falling back right away because not only do I have supporting fire set up for that assault, but this assault is also going to, I mean, you don't really want to sit there and take what's coming to him right here, so he's in an unfavorable situation already. Just for that move there, he was forced to move his lights out of the forest, and his lines that are there that he pushed forward, they're going to take fire from both Max and my lights there, so it's not a good situation. As a matter of fact, he's gonna go ahead and lose that unit of line infantry right there that was taking that fire. So Juan lost a whole unit of light infantry right there from the start of the game. That is not a good situation. Also, one of the randoms on our team just lost a general. I think it's the guy that brought the artillery. Okay, so that just gives you a pretty good idea of what we got going on over there. I'm not even going to bother to look at the fighting over there until we go over there, because most of the interesting stuff is happening over here. So, as I said, the fighting on this side starts off between me and Yuan because the situation between Mac and Luna is a bit more rigid. As I said, Luna is in a very good defensive position over there. I'll show you in a little bit, but myself and Yuan are just kind of trading pot shots here in the forest. That's somebody's militia. I don't know who it is, but that militia caught my line infantry at a bad time, and I responded with a light dragoon to kill off that militia. He has 2 chevrons on that militia, which means that it's actually worth it for my light dragoon to go ahead and go in there and kill that militia, because that means he's invested more money into it. Therefore, it's going to be more worthy of a cavalry assault to take it out. Okay, so that's going to happen. We're basically going to trade that upgraded militia for my cavalry there. Yep. My cavalry's not going to be able to make it out of there. Let's see here. I'm also doing something with my militia there. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's not going to last very long. So I'm going to pull it back into that patch of forest. I'm essentially just using that militia as a decoy. Meanwhile, my lines and my lights behind it are able to lay in supporting fire from behind that position and do actually quite a bit of damage, because you see, like, Juan's not in a favorable situation here. He's kind of doing a similar thing with his own formation, but because he doesn't have that forward position like I have, he's kind of offset from being able to lay in his units as favorably as mine are. You know, so I've got additional maneuver options that he doesn't have just due to that fact. And you see, I'm also using the opportunity to move in a light dragoon and hit one of his light infantry there in the forest. I think that's his or Luna's. I don't know which one, but whoever it is, they are taking a pretty nasty assault there from light goons, such that they're going to have to pull back. I pretty much got the cavalry in there without taking any fire hardly, and did that little assault, and then I'm going to pull back also without taking any fire too. Very, very good move there by myself. Okay, so you can see, like, we're like in a slight advantage here. The 4 nice side is in a slight advantage here in this fight, pretty much. And we're just going to have to try to maintain this lead that I've gotten us by, you know, not doing anything too crazy on Mac's side. I think we're going to move over there, see what Mac is up to in a little bit. Yeah, so here we go. So over here on Mac and Luna's side, you see Luna is up on that hill with reinforced lines, and he's got his light infantry there sitting on that hill too at an angle, such that if he tries to push, not only is he not going to be able to push through those double lines, but he's also going to be taking flanking fire. And he's also got a well-entrenched position there in that patch of forest in front of Mac, where it juts out at, meaning that Mac is kind of in a situation where he can't really do much. He's going to try to do something, but I'm like, the position that he's going against is just so against him here. It's really so against him. I really kind of commend Mac for even trying to go against this, because honestly, like, I would not blame him for just sitting and waiting for me to pull something off against Juan. But it's also good that he still nonetheless tries to push here against this very strong position that Luna is in, because if he didn't do this, if he didn't try to do something, then you know, it's kind of unlikely that I would ultimately be able to beat Juan, okay? Because it's only through Mac pushing and at least doing something with Luna that it changes the situation such that I'm going to be able to do what I'm later going to do and create an opportunity for us to potentially beat them. You got to push regardless of, like, okay, like, this guy's in a very favorable position. It's good to do that and still not totally lose your ass in it. But you see here, Luna is doing a very effective counterattack with his lancers there. This counterattack is going to be so effective, actually, that it's going to put Mac in a pretty bad position here, as you'll see here in a little bit. Those lancers came in a pretty favorable time. Mac did try to respond with his own cavalry here, but it's just due to the fact that, okay, Luna has reinforcing lines there in the hill. He's very well protected against cavalry assaults himself. Meanwhile, Mac did not have any reinforcing lines, and he also has vulnerable light infantry here that are now getting assaulted by those lancers. So Mac is in a pretty bad situation. Literally, if Luna decided to come down off of that hill and just commit to a full-blown assault, Mac would be finished here. It's only due to the fact that Luna isn't really committing to that Mac is still able to survive, but he's in a bad position. He's in a bad position. in a second here, I'm going to notice that Mac is not in a favorable position here, and I'm going to start sending him some reinforcements. You'll see that happening right now. You see a British flag moving there through the forest. That's I'm sending him a couple units of cavalry pretty much. That's all I can really spare for the moment because I'm planning on doing a general assault on Yuan in a little bit. But I'm going to send him these couple units of cavalry here to reinforce and see if I can do something against Luna here to get Mac into a favorable position. Okay, so now I already see an opportunity that I could do against Luna with my cavalry. I'm going to start to commit to that in a little bit, and you're going to see how I'm going to be able to change the balance of power in favor of Mac. So here we go. Here's my first unit of cavalry coming in here. Now I see that vulnerable section of light infantry he's got there. He's also got a single line in front of it. Basically, I'm just going to break through that line even though it went into sport formation. And that is a very nice, well-executed cavalry charge there. Luna had no choice but to try and rally his men because that was so well executed that he basically has no choice but to rally. If he didn't rally, that probably would have resulted in an insta-rout of that line infantry that I charged through. Mac is going to use the opportunity to consolidate his own units. I'm going to send my second unit of dragoons into that melee too to seal the fate of those light infantries and those line infantries. For whatever reason, Luna is going to send his general into that. I don't know why he did that, but as you'll see here, so that gave Mac the opportunity to consolidate his forces and to start laying in fire as I'm assaulting him with these cavalries. Now, Mac is also going to come in here with his own cavalries too in a second here, but regardless, he's got his general there. I think he's going to rally my cavalry with his general. Now you see, that is doing a ton of damage to Luna right there. My dragoon gained a chevron. Yep, that is like I said, that was a very well executed. There we go. Luna lost his general. That right there pretty much gives Mac the opportunity to actually have a fighting chance against Luna here now that I've gotten this general. Basically, Luna is going to lose all of those units that he had there in that melee. All of that stuff. All of it. That immediately shifted the fight in favor of Mac to where he can now push effectively against Luna. Very, very well executed assist there that I gave Mac. What that's going to do is that's going to allow Mac to move forward on his side, and because Mac is able to move forward on his side, that's going to allow me to also move forward against Yuan and allow me to commit those extra units that I had in reserve and launching a general assault against Yuan. And that's going to give us a pretty effective offensive here. So you see, here we go. Both sides, both Yuan, Luna, myself, and Mac are committing to a all-out line assault here from the forest all the way to the open plain. And the Yuan sent some foot guards for it who are taking a withering amount of firepower both from my lines and my light infantry. Those foot guards are going to be decimated pretty much. Basically going to kill those foot guards without even taking a whole lot of damage from it. So as soon as that line engagement started, because we have them a bit outnumbered here, the 409 side is going to win this general all-out assault because we just have way too many numbers for him. And Luna, I think Luna has some units in reserve, but he's really not committing them at this time, which he really needs to. He really needs to, but he's not. So that's why they're kind of outnumbered here, and they're not really going to be able to win against this all-out push that we're doing now. Here we go. I'm also pushing up some additional reserve lines into the front line here to secure this win and secure this front line and put overwhelming firepower into Yuan to the point where now he's no longer, like, Yuan pretty much has lost all of his army here. He's lost his foot guards. He lost a lot of his lines. I think he really only has those light infantry left, which is kind of useless because light infantry aren't going to be able to fight off basically an entire army in front of you. That's what's pretty much happened to Yuan now. Yuan is going to be the first one eliminated out of this team due to this. And now I'm committing to a push with the last of my reserve lines to try and wrap this up and seal the deal against Yuan. Yuan is pretty much crashing out now. He's going to launch a melee assault directly against my front line here, but it's going to be useless. Even though those are foot guards, they're not going to win against 3, 4, 5 lines all at once. Definitely not. So it's GG for Yuan. He did one last rally there, and he's going to commit his general to try and fight this flanking push here against my reserve lines, but I'm going to hit square. And honestly, he's very lucky to not lose his general right there. my square is shooting one of my lines in the back there too. That's kind of shitty, but whatever. Yeah, Yuan, he's very lucky to not lose his general right there. Okay, my flanking assault is very, very effective. There goes the last of his light infantry. Yuan really only has the remaining units on that hill there shooting against me now. And it's mostly just Luna who's up there with his reserve units that he still has not committed to anything. So that's going to allow me to pretty much use my forces to move in here and finish off the last units of Yuan. And there we go. Yuan tried to move his general against me there again, but I think I managed to rout his general by shooting it pretty much. Now over here, of course, the randoms that are on our team, like one of the randoms actually still held out, which is very, very good. And he also took out the Austria player. They managed to take out the Austria player over there too, but that Prussia guy is still most of his armies intact, so he's moving there into the town. And if we don't finish off these guys quick enough and start sending units over there, we're gonna have to face that Prussian guy, likely from having to push into that town that he's taken over. So basically we're gonna have to finish this up and wrap this up over here before Prussia takes that town, so that we don't have to launch an assault into that town, because launching an assault into that town is going to be a bit unfavorable for us. So, you know, that's what we're doing here. We're going to go ahead, finish this off, close this fight out. Luna has his reserve units that I did notice that he's now going to try to push against me from behind. And he's actually going to get a volley off before I notice it, but I'm going to notice it and pull away from that. I'm basically going to ignore him and we're both going to start moving over to this town here to help out our ally. Our ally is going to lose if we don't come over here soon. So because we pretty much wiped out Yuan, and because Luna doesn't have enough units really to challenge our forces here, we're going to ignore him and start moving over to assist our ally and to keep that town from being taken from us, pretty much. So here we go. We're probably gonna put this into fast motion here, because we're just gonna basically march over. Luna is also going to let us retreat, and he's gonna march over to assist his ally from the north. Meanwhile, we're gonna march to the south and assist our ally and back him up and make sure that he doesn't fully lose here. And he launched a blob charge against the Austria player and against this Prussian dude here. It's going to do some damage. It's actually going to wipe out the last of the Austria player, but this is kind of a pointless assault here because these units are just going to lose for free. And I really hope those line infantry did not have ammo still, or else that would really be a waste. I hope he did that because they no longer have ammo. Something tells me that's not the case. Mac is getting there a little bit before me with his own units. I'm pretty much walking because I'm not in too much of a rush and I want my men to recover some stamina before I get there fully. I've already got a couple of line infantries over there with him already anyway, so that does buy me a little bit of time to take my time. The fact that I've already got units over there on the far flank to keep that section from totally collapsing. And they're also in a house assault there in the town. Like there's a fight going on in the town over there. Our random ally, he's gonna be able to actually win out over there, I think, because it's gonna be those forces that are in that town later on that help us close out the rest of the battle. But you can see the balance of power here, though. You can see the balance of power. The balance of power pretty much says that almost no matter what, we're probably going to win. The Prussia guy likely doesn't have a lot of ammo left. We outnumber him. I've still got healthy units of Coldstream Guards and a couple fresh light infantries. I've got the 88th Konat. He's not going to be able to stand against any of this that we still have here remaining. So it's a done deal. It's a guaranteed win from this stage 4. It's just a matter of just showing you how I got there. So with that being said, there's not really much to say here. It's just going to close out this victory into its natural conclusion, and then you'll see the results screen in a little bit here. But I'm going to go ahead and end my commentary early here because I actually am recording this while I'm about to actually leave and go back out. I'm not going to be playing probably for a little bit, but I am going to be able to leave you guys with some videos that I recorded while I was here. So this is going to be one of them pretty much. And this has been for 9th Emperor Dion, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Enjoy the rest of this battle.
Our men are running, sir. Our men are running, sir. Our men are running, sir. A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.